Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm Rob Massey alongside Nick Lima. Nick will be in the booth with us tonight. This is our broadcast roundtable. And Nick, this is roughly where the Gulls were last year. They're 10-2 this year, a better record than where they were last year at this time. But this is the first time the Gulls have been in first place since beating the Plymouth Pilgrims on July 3rd of last season. And this is where we start getting into the grind of baseball. This is where the Gulls started to fall last year because of a lack of pitching was the big story.
Yeah, you talk about the grind of baseball. How about a grind of a game? That game against Mystic a couple of nights ago, the Newport Gulls and the Schooners battled back and forth. It's sort of what we expected from two first-place teams. The game was, of course, a little bit sloppy at times. We saw a lot of wild pitches that resulted in a few runs. But overall, the Newport Gulls did come out the victors in that one, and now they have to look to hold on to that league. An 8-game winning streak. In baseball, you win one, lose one, win two, lose one, win three, lose two. That's baseball. That's how a typical team will play out. Going on an 8, 9, 10 game win streak, that's rare. And the Newport Gulls are really going to have their work cut out for them because they have some stiff competition in this NECBL South. It's a really stacked division this year. You have excellent teams like New Bedford, like the Mystic Schooners, and just about anybody on any given night can hurt you.
Absolutely. We talk about stretches of 8, 9, 10-game win streaks. Last year was an 11-game losing streak. 11 out of 13 games the Gulls lost, which really put them almost out of contention for a playoff spot midway through July last year. What is the difference between this team this year so far and the team that you saw last year that went on to win the Fay Vincent Cup, but about July 14th, people are going, what's happening to the Newport Gulls?
Well, mid-July last year, a lot of people were saying that, even diehard fans, and a lot of people were looking at the team and saying, well, do they have the talent it takes to succeed in the postseason in the NECBL this year? Not only did they succeed, they won the championship, but they got hot at the right time, and sometimes the best team, talent-wise, doesn't always win. It's the team that gels the most. It's the team that acts most like a team. It's the team that gets hot when they have to. That team did it last year. I remember back to 2006, the Gulls set the league record for wins with 32 and 10. That was one of the most talented teams in the history of the NECBL. They still hold pitching records to this day. That team lost in round 2 of the playoffs, was swept, in fact, in round 2 because they cooled off at the wrong time. So getting hot at the right time helps, certainly. Also gelling and having that team atmosphere can help you win games sometimes that you might otherwise have no shot at, games that you're behind late. Look at the playoffs last year in 2014 for the Gulls. They were down 5-0, 6-2, 4-1, game after game after game, and they always found a way to rally and pick each other up and eventually can come out with victories.
Now we're talking about how each division is stacked. North Adams comes in, they're 8-6, 2 games above 500, half a game out of first place. The Northern Division, and it was this way last year, the Northern Division plays much, much closer than the Southern Division. This year, the Southern Division is a little bit more stacked. There's more competition within 5 of the 6 teams currently. But right now, the North, there's only one game that separates 4 of the 6 teams.
And that's what we see a lot from the NECBL North. They play very tough ball in the NECBL Northern Division. They build a lot of their teams around speed. The Vermont Mountaineers in particular typically have some guys that can steal 30 or even 40 bases in a 42-game season. Just incredible speed from some of these teams. It's almost like the American League, National League. In the NECBL, the way that these divisions kind of separate and the way they structure their teams, it's designed to play other teams in their division. So when we have interdivision play like we do here tonight, sometimes we see a little bit of a different style of baseball than we get used to when we see the games against Newport, with Newport against Mystic or against New Bedford or Plymouth. So with the Steeplecats coming in here tonight, they're in a race, and you never know what's going to happen in the North. You'll see that 5th spot sometimes, that 5th place team still fighting for playoff contention right up to the last couple of games of the season. You see a lot of talent. North Adams puts together an outstanding crew every single year. So does Keene, so does Sanford, so does Vermont, so do the Valley Blue Sox, so do the Laconia Muskrats. They all have their ups and downs, of course, but we've seen some great pitching coming from these teams and some great hitting, too.
Now, we're talking about 2 teams on opposite ends of the spectrum offensively. The Newport Gulls lead the league offensively right now, .296 batting average. They lead the league, or close to the league, in hits, walks, doubles, runs scored, total bases. The Steeplecats, 12th in the league in batting average in pretty much every other stat. But we're here watching them on batting practice, and we're seeing and listening to games up in North Adams. This team is playing much better than stats tend to see.
Yeah, well, hey, look at stats last year. The Newport Gulls were ranked 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th in most stats, particularly in the offensive stats. They were not a dominant team, but they were the team that won the championship. It all, like I said, it all depends on when you get hot. With the Steeplecats, you got guys coming in just like the Gulls who've come in only in the last week or so, week and a half, and it takes a while to make the adjustments to the wooden bat. You're going to start to see those averages for teams low right now, like the Steeplecats around the league. They're going to climb as we go towards the next week into the first week of July. Chuck Faber always says, Newport Gulls general manager, this is one of his favorite sayings. In the NECBL, June is spring training, July is the season. June is when you work out the kinks, when you figure out what you have. July is when you go out there every night and try to win baseball games.
Now, keys to the game for the Newport Gulls to win their 9th in a row. Very close to what could be a franchise record. It's either 11 or 12. We're doing research on that right now. But keys to the game to win number 9 here tonight.
Well, the key to get number 9, it's pitching and defense. We've seen the offense. We've seen what they can do. They can put up 8 runs on any given night, but you only need 1 or 2 to win a ball game. The Newport Gulls have not been shut out this season. In fact, they're only shut out twice in the last 3 years. What the key is for the Gulls, if they keep the Steeplecats off the scoreboard and they play solid defense, keep them to a run or 2, the Gulls will most likely come up with a victory here tonight. Keep it a low-scoring ball game, Newport will have the edge.
If the Newport Gulls win game number 9, they will tie the league record currently in 2015 for the longest winning streak that is currently held by the Mystic Schooners. Tonight, they will take on the North Adams Steeplecats. I'll have the call with Nick Lima and other members of the NECBL broadcast crew. But the pregame show continues next.